It's the largest budget boost for the military since President Reagan. Tonight, we break down President Trump's budget blueprint.
Me and a lot of my friends, we've been out there, you know what I'm saying, on the front line, making sure that they know that we're not giving up. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep killing our people and thinking that it's okay.
The next generation of leaders in one San Diego community and why they're working outside the system.
They want to be doing real-world projects. They want to be doing things that they know can make a difference. And so we're just connecting those two things.
San Diego students making a difference. See how SDSU is helping Lemon Grove make a climate action plan a reality. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. President Trump released his proposed budget today. He's calling it America First, the budget blueprint to make America great again. Here's Budget Director Mick Mulvaney.
He wants more money for defense, more money for border enforcement, more money for law enforcement generally, more money for the vets, more money for school choice.
To offset that spending, lots of cuts to the Environmental Protection Agency, to government assistance programs, to the arts, totaling $54 billion. One area not cut in Trump's budget plan, defense. This afternoon, the president tweeted, "We need to rebuild our military." Here's KPBS reporter Steve Walsh with what an increase to spending means for a military town like San Diego.
A $54 billion boost in the defense budget would probably show up pretty quickly in San Diego. The money targets readiness, things like deferred maintenance and extended deployments. Half the Navy's F-18s have been grounded. The Navy has been trying to end long deployments. Before arriving in San Diego in 2015, the carrier USS Roosevelt spent 8.5 months in the Middle East. Lynn Reeser looks at the local impact of defense spending.
When we talk about this hollowed-out military, and that's clearly what the president's going to be focusing on with this particular budget. It's not the big new projects. It's just to fill in the gaps, the readiness, the spare parts.
The administration has also pledged to increase the size of the Navy to more than 350 ships, which would be a boost for local shipyards. Reeser says that type of long-term change probably won't show up until Congress actually passes a defense budget. Congress has been unable to reach a consensus on a budget for several years, relying instead on short-term continuing resolutions. Steve Walsh, KPBS News.
Those who stand to lose big in Trump's budget include San Diego's biomedical researchers. That is, if cuts to the National Institutes of Health make it through Congress. KPBS science reporter David Wagner has reaction from local researchers.
The White House is calling for an approximately 20% cut to the NIH, which provides the bulk of federal funding for scientific research at local universities and research institutes. Over $850 million in NIH funding came to San Diego last year. Eric Topol is the director of the Scripps Translational Science Institute in La Jolla. He says the cuts could be cataclysmic for the region.
I think that a lot of people's jobs would be at risk, and I think our mission on the Mesa and the whole San Diego biomedical enterprise of research would be in a desperate situation.
However, others, including local university administrators, told KPBS it's simply too early to weigh in on how Trump's proposed budget cuts could ultimately affect local scientists. David Wagner, KPBS News.
One of the other cuts in Trump's proposed budget is eliminating funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps finance this station and other public media outlets around the country. Later on in this show, we sit down with KPBS General Manager Tom Carlo to talk about how these proposed cuts will affect the public media system and KPBS. You can find links to the president's full budget proposal, along with all KPBS budget coverage, on our website at kpbs.org. San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer says the city will not participate in a proposed federal program that would deputize local police and sheriffs to provide immigration enforcement as part of the Immigration and National Security Act. In a memo, to the City Council today. The mayor says such an agreement would task local law enforcement with a federal job and be unfair to San Diego taxpayers. The statement also emphasizes the strong relationship between the San Diego police and the community they serve. Pushback on Trump's immigration policy is also coming from the Chief Justice of the California Supreme Court. Tani Cantil-Sakaui wants immigration agents to stop tracking immigrants down in the state's courts. She sent a letter to Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Homeland Security Director John Kelly, stating courthouses shouldn't be used as bait to enforce immigration laws. President Trump says he wants to re-examine fuel efficiency rules for cars and trucks and possibly roll back stringent greenhouse gas standards. But California air regulators are unfazed, saying the state's aggressive emission reduction regulations are not under threat by federal actions.
The federal regulations were rolled back. That would not immediately or directly affect our regulations. We can go forward on our own.
California currently has waivers to continue regulating vehicle emissions in the state at least through 2025. Help is coming to California. Today, President Trump approved the state's emergency declaration. This opens the door to federal funding to cover repairs from the damaging storms that hit in January. 16 counties are now eligible for aid, including San Diego. Leaders estimate storm damage in San Diego alone tops $5 million. San Diego police raided an accused illegal marijuana dispensary in North Park today. Narcotics officers seized about 7 pounds of pot, edible marijuana products, and cash. Workers were taken into custody and cited for selling marijuana and operating an illegal business. California improved more than any other state in the latest scorecard on health system performance from the Commonwealth Fund. KPBS health reporter Kenny Goldberg says the scorecard factors in 44 different indicators of access and quality.
The Commonwealth Fund scorecard shows between 2013 and 2015, California rose from 26th place to 14th. The state saw improvements across all age groups. For example, the percentage of 3-year-olds who were fully vaccinated rose, and the percentage of adults who went without care because of costs went down. Doug McCarthy is the Fund's Senior Director of Research. He says Obamacare led to a huge improvement in insurance coverage in California.
The rate of uninsured children and working-age adults was cut in half, and this meant more than 2.7 million more adults and more than 420,000 children had health insurance who didn't have it before.
One area in which the state did worse was in the percentage of adults who received age and gender-appropriate cancer screenings. Kenny Goldberg, KPBS News.
San Diego's Planning Commission approved a plan today for the crumbling California Theater in downtown San Diego. It will be torn down and replaced by a 40-story office tower with residential units, retail space, and parking. Here's the California Theater back in 1929, and here more recently. It started its life as a 2,200-seat vaudeville theater. Critics of the plan say the building is historically significant. Developers say the famous large mural advertisement for the Agua Caliente racetrack in Tijuana will be replicated and displayed in the new building. As we mentioned earlier in this newscast, Trump's budget proposal eliminates funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps to finance public media outlets around the country, including KPBS. Earlier, I sat down with KPBS General Manager Tom Carlo to talk about how these proposed cuts will impact the public media system. Tom, President Trump's budget calls for the elimination of funding for public media. As the head of a public media station, what's your reaction?
Well, when I first heard about it, I was very disappointed that the budget has been proposed to eliminate funding for public media. However, we've fought this battle in the past, and so it's nothing new, and myself and the executive team, we're always working on making sure that our message points to members of Congress is very strong on the value of our service to the community. And we're going to continue going forward with that kind of a strategy. We're not going to panic. And this is a long process. I mean, the budget that came out of the White House will go to the House. The House will come up with their own budget and then work with the Senate. And this could take months and months and months before it's finally settled on what's going to happen.
What would be the implications just nationally and locally? Should people be afraid for their jobs?
Well, I think KPBS would survive. We would have to adjust accordingly to whatever the cut and the implication would be. We would continue to bring a very strong local programming service that we do with shows like Evening Edition that we're talking about right now, or Midday Edition, or our news operation, or all of the local shows that we bring to the community. We'll continue to really strive to make sure that happens in the most efficient way possible. But I do worry about smaller stations that are really the only quality programming service to those communities in rural parts of the country that depend on PBS to provide educational services through K through 12 or preschool children. Those kinds of shows, stations would really struggle.
So what next?
Well, we're going to continue to follow the process. The budget has now been released from the White House. The Senate and the House will begin looking at their budget reconciliation process. It'll come together, and we're going to work as best we can with our community and our members of Congress to make sure they remember the value we are to our community and the great investment we are for the federal support. And we'll see how this process goes, but we're going to stay on top of it, and we're going to stay strong, and we're going to continue to believe in the mission and the service that we are providing to the San Diego community.
KPBS General Manager Tom Carlo, thank you so much.
And thank you.
Today we continue a two-part series about new voices coming from Southeast San Diego. Young leaders who are less patient, less willing to work within the system to improve their community. And they say that sets them apart from older generations. KPBS reporter Claire Tragesser tells us what exactly this new style of leadership looks like.
Last fall, Wilnisha Sutton and other local artists put on a concert in Horton Plaza. It was music with a purpose, to speak out against the criminalization of communities of color. For Sutton, one event was fresh in her mind.
Me and a lot of my friends, we've been out there, you know what I'm saying, on the front line, making sure that they know that we're not giving up. You know what I'm saying? You can't just keep killing our people and thinking that it's okay.
Sutton organized protests after El Cajon police killed Alfred Alongo, an unarmed black man. But her path to community leader was a winding one.
My mom was addicted to drugs when I was younger, so I was in the court systems. Got into prostitution, selling drugs, and all kind of things when I was like in my younger 20s, 18, younger 20s.
But when she had her son, she realized her neighborhood needed improvements.
That right there also was like my motivation to just strive for better and equality or equity for everyone.
Sutton says a lot of leaders from her generation have backgrounds like hers.
A lot of people that have been through a lot of struggles here that have probably fell a few times and scraped their knees. As far as even going to jail or getting into lifestyles that are not so good.
She says those checkered pasts are what makes these leaders so impatient for change, because they've experienced firsthand how the system let them down.
We're also in your face type of generation. We're going to put you on blast. We're going to go live. Everything that you said you're going to do, we want to hold you accountable. And it's like, what's going on? Because we see our people suffering every day, and it's just like, it's tiresome, like to grow up and see people suffering and to still like, you think that you're going to get out of it, but it's like only getting worse.
Khalid Alexander established the nonprofit Pillars of the Community, which works for criminal justice reform. He says today's leaders aren't always as polished, don't always dress and speak like politicians.
Not falling into the trap of separating one another based on good, successful model citizens and the other bad criminals, gangbangers, and falling into this dichotomy. We're really all part of the same community, and those people who have been dismissed, whether it's for drug dealing, whether it's for being incarcerated, whether it's for being poor, those people now are really standing up and saying, hey, this is our community too. We're a part of a bigger picture, and we need to work together to solve all of those systemic issues that really come up and put us into the position that we are in today.
Young leaders are using social media to get organized, which makes mobilization happen quickly, he says. And they're not worried about making waves.
So if we hear somebody being disrespectful about our community or being dishonest about their dealings with us, you're going to have people who push back.
I'm very blessed and privileged, really, to serve in a government capacity to the community that I was raised in.
But there are young leaders within the government, too. Matthew Gordon is a community representative working for City Council President Myrtle Cole, whose district includes Southeast San Diego. While his boss is sometimes on the receiving end of protests, he says he appreciates the in-your-face nature of his peers.
Steel sharpens steel. You know, it keeps me on my toes. It makes me want to elevate my game and go even harder.
Gordon grew up homeless and says he was often racially profiled by police, but he chose to work for change from within the system.
It's like we all have our different roles. Some just protest and march. Some, like myself, are policy wonks and, hey, show me the fine print. As long as we come together for any common purpose, reason, it'll work.
Gordon says despite their different methods, they all have the same goal, improving the community. And Khalid Alexander says it's all combining to create something big.
Seeing the new leadership come up and seeing kind of this new voice in Southeast San Diego and kind of being a part of that movement is really exciting for me, and it's encouraging. I've never been so kind of proud to be from Southeast San Diego.
Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.
For more on this story, including profiles of 6 young community leaders, go to kpbs.org/New Voices.
I'm Judy Woodruff on the next News Hour. A first look at President Trump's budget. What's getting a boost and what's on the chopping block? That's Thursday on the PBS News Hour.
The work week warm-up may be ending. You can already feel that cool down happening today. Janae Shocker has tonight's forecast.
Well, here in Southern California, we continue to sit under the control of an area of high pressure out over the Four Corners states, but things are about to change going into the weekend and into the middle of next week especially. So we start to see extended trough move in from the coast here, and that's going to start to push in that morning fog, the dense clouds and lower cloud cover here out near the coast further inland as we head into the weekend. So then we're not seeing anything on our satellite radar right now. Do expect to see into the night as well as into the morning hours those low clouds and fog, not only here in the metro area, but also further inland as well, eventually out towards the mountains here. For tonight, we're seeing partly cloudy conditions out towards Ramona, Alpine, temperatures here in those mid to upper 40s. Even Mount Laguna staying warm for the evening lows, at least 45 degrees. 57 for your low tonight into Borrego Springs, and we climb our way up the coast into Oceanside here, 50 degrees for our low. Into our Friday, continuing to see that area of high pressure, as I said, keep much of the southwest warm. Out towards the coastal regions here, though, we are slightly cooler. We keep that marine layer over the region, but out towards the deserts near Borrego Springs, warmer conditions going to continue as well. A look at your extended forecast continues to show that a long level trough here begin to approach the region into the weekend, not quite getting down across the Southern California coast for us here, but that is going to bring some rain out towards Northern California. We'll just be looking at those lower clouds and the fog reaching further inland as we head throughout the rest of our time here. So through the weekend, area of high pressure remains in control, but then things begin to shift just a touch. Cooler temperatures as we start to see that storm pass inland here. So we'll be looking at temperatures dropping into those mid to upper 60s, and by midweek along the coastal regions, a couple of spotty showers going to reach into the region as well. So very different from what we have been seeing lately. Inland, pretty much the same story here. Cooling temperatures through the weekend into Monday, mostly cloudy conditions, spotty showers making their way towards us for Tuesday. Temperatures dropping into those mid 60s. And out towards the mountains. Staying sunny, mostly towards the first half of our weekend here. Partly sunny skies into Sunday and Monday. Temperatures drop into Tuesday. Not quite going to be seeing any of that wet weather here, however. Not strong enough and dense enough moisture in the atmosphere to reach further inland. And out towards the deserts in those 90s, but cooling off for next week into the mid-70s by Tuesday. For KPBS News, I'm Shanae Shocker.
The city of San Diego has a groundbreaking plan to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but a climate action plan remains elusive for most of the county's cities. Small cities with small staffs find the prospect especially daunting. KPBS environment reporter Eric Anderson says one San Diego suburb is getting help from a local university.
Here we go. Hold on to this.
Fian Araha is a graduate student at San Diego State University. She and 3 other students are huddled around the back of their car, checking their gear.
Okay, so this one here, we'll have to calibrate and then put this on and we'll be ready to go.
The students are at the Massachusetts Avenue trolley stop in Lemon Grove. Their equipment will allow them to measure things like noise and pollution. Grad student Brittany Akins points to 2 tools that measure pollution that might be coming from a car or truck.
Well, these two both measure particulate matter. This one just measures the bigger one, so it takes the mass, and this one measures particulate matter like that's less than 1, so it gets the number because it can't get the mass.
This heavily traveled trolley stop is the first of several locations being monitored and recorded on this day.
1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think we can go back in there.
Okay, so I'm going to go to the mode.
Once ready, the group takes a quick stroll through the parking lot next to the intersection and past the trolley. The 10-minute snapshot will be repeated here at different times. The students, working with their professors, are sketching a sort of data map of Lemon Grove. That map will help them shape the city's climate action plan.
So here's Lemon Grove Avenue. Here's the 94 to orient you guys.
Miranda Evans and City Manager Mike James are giving a class of graduate students a briefing on their bedroom community of nearly 26,000 residents. James says the city is still feeling the fiscal crunch of the Great Recession, and that makes the student contribution so vital.
Each student that's participating with us is able to help the city because we only have 52 employees, and half of those are firefighters.
A climate action plan is just one part of Lemon Grove's sweeping general plan update. The planning document guides city action on topics as diverse as homelessness, traffic, and public safety. That's a major undertaking for a city staff already stretched to the limit.
The students are excited, the professors are excited, and when you bring all that together, and obviously staff is excited because we have more help.
Universities have excess capacity, and so we have tons of students who want their work to be meaningful.
Jessica Barlow is the director of San Diego State University's SAGE program, which uses a competitive process to direct school resources to local municipalities.
They want to be doing real-world projects. They want to be doing things that they know can make a difference. And so we're just connecting those 2 things.
Barlow says the initiative allows local communities to apply for help with a wide range of civic projects. Lemon Grove applied and got picked for the project this year. The city was looking for ways to become more sustainable while maintaining the urban community's small-town charm. Barlow says students will identify problems, opportunities, and suggest options.
The city can have a kind of baseline rating and then move forward and try and, because climate action plan is going to be an ongoing process, right? They're not going to be done ever. So going forward, they can look at how they can improve over the years.
Professors and city officials guide the different aspects of the general plan project. Students do the legwork, and that's an appealing trade-off for Brittany Akins, who is studying public health.
So to actually be doing something in a city that matters and that doesn't have this kind of information is very rewarding.
Last year, the SAGE project worked with civic leaders in National City, San Diego, Santee, and Tijuana. The selection process for next year's project or projects is currently underway. Eric Anderson, KPBS News.
What would you say in a letter to President Trump? KPBS City Heights reporter Taryn Minto takes us to a local postcard writing an event in one of San Diego's most diverse neighborhoods.
Basically just said, you know, we're tired of your crying, you know, just can you just do your work?
I said something like, I don't agree with any of your gender.
Kelly Alexander and Edward Castagnon were among the San Diegans today who mailed their messages to the White House. The postcard writing event organized by the City Heights Community Development Corporation is part of a national campaign. The goal is to inundate the president's mailbox on the same day to show opposition to his policies. The Community Development Corporation's Assistant Director, Laura Ann Fernia, says her aim is to demonstrate unity with the community's immigrant population.
And to make people who work and live here in City Heights who are not citizens feel welcome and okay with living here.
But she says people could write about any topic.
It could be, you know, the White House lawn is too big. Whatever it is, you can write about it and send a postcard.
Most of the messages at the noon to 4 event were critical of Trump's policies, especially his stance on immigration. But one woman who didn't want to be identified said she considered writing a more positive note. She said she worried the president might not receive too many. Taryn Mento, KPBS News.
So what would your letter to Trump say? We're sharing your messages on Twitter. Share them with us at KPBS News. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. We leave you tonight with another look at a strong voice out of Southeast San Diego. Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.